The story takes us into the dystopian world of Panem, which comprises the capital and 12 districts, each responsible for producing goods for the capital's consumption. District 12, where our protagonist Katniss Everdeen lives, is responsible for coal mining and is one of the poorest. Life is tough and resources are scarce. Katniss has taken on the role of provider for her family, which includes her younger sister Primrose, Prim, and her mother, since her father died in a mining accident. She is skilled with a bow and arrow and hunts illegally in the woods beyond the district's borders to feed her family. On the day of the reaping, when one boy and one girl between the ages of 12 and 18 are selected as tributes to participate in the Hunger Games, an annual televised event where they fight to the death, Prim's name is drawn. Terrified for her sister's life, Katniss volunteers to go in her place, a rare act that astonishes the crowd. Peeta Mellark, the baker's son, is chosen as the male tribute from District 12. Katniss recalls how Peeta once helped her when her family was starving, by giving her bread, but is unsure of how to feel about him now that they'll be competitors in the games. The tributes are immediately whisked away to the capital by train, where they are mentored by Haymitch Abernathy, the only living Hunger Games victor from their district. Haymitch is initially unhelpful due to his alcoholism, but eventually agrees to help them under one condition: they must do exactly as he says without questioning him. His experience will be invaluable, and both tributes agree. They are also introduced to Effie Trinket, their capital-appointed chaperone, and Cinna and Portia, their personal stylists. While Katniss and Peeta are groomed and educated on how to present themselves to win sponsors, they also go through rigorous training to prepare for the arena. Cinna and Portia's brilliant styling makes them the center of attention during the tribute parade, where they are introduced to the citizens of the capital. Their fiery costumes, representing the coal-mined substance of their district, earn them the nickname, the Star-Crossed Lovers of District 12. As the time for interviews with TV host Caesar Flickerman approaches, Haymitch advises them to play characters that will make them memorable. Peeta does an excellent job during his interview by revealing that he has had a lifelong crush on Katniss, setting the stage for them to be seen as the Star-Crossed Lovers, an angle that may win them valuable sponsors in the games. Katniss and Peeta board the glass tube that will take them into the arena. As the glass tube rises, taking them into the perilous games, they are left to ponder what lies ahead, now fully aware that they have been thrust into a game where the stakes are life and death. The perilous arena designed by the Gamemakers is a forested landscape with a lake at the center, hemmed in by an electrified fence that demarcates the boundary of the fighting zone. Katniss, struggling to adapt, relies on her hunting and survival skills. The atmosphere is tense and laden with the smells and sounds of the wilderness, as danger could lurk behind any tree. Katniss soon finds that the Gamemakers manipulate the environment to intensify the drama. A wall of fire, complete with explosive fireballs, drives her towards the center, causing her to sustain burns. She's then cornered up a tree by a career pack, tributes from the richer districts trained specifically for the games. Peeta surprisingly joins them, leaving Katniss puzzled and hurt. Rue, the young female tribute from District 11, draws her attention to a trackerjacker nest hanging from her tree. After suffering the agonizing stings, Katniss manages to drop it on the career tributes below, scattering them and acquiring a bow and arrows from one of their backpacks. She forms an alliance with Rue, and they devise a plan to destroy the stash of supplies that the career tributes have gathered. Just as their plan succeeds, Rue is caught in a trap and killed. Heartbroken, Katniss honors her by decorating her body with flowers, triggering a wave of sympathy from the audience and an unprecedented rule change. 2 tributes from the same district can now win. Reinvigorated but still grieving, Katniss finds Peeta, who has been injured, and they decide to team up. While hiding in a cave and waiting for an opportunity to gather more supplies, their relationship deepens. To gain viewer sympathy and sponsor gifts, they play up a romantic angle, which the audience in the capital eats up. In one dangerous mission to gather medicine for Peeta, Katniss is almost killed, but manages to get the life-saving ointment. The audience grows increasingly attached to their love story, but the two are well aware that their biggest challenges still lie ahead. We enter now in the climax and resolution of the 74th Hunger Games. The arena's environment transforms yet again, this time into a bone-chilling cold, adding another layer of danger. The Gamemakers continue to manipulate events, this time releasing mutated wolves, known as mutations, into the arena. These creatures are engineered to resemble the fallen tributes, a psychological torment in addition to being a physical threat. Peeta and Katniss are forced to the lake at the center of the arena where they make their final stand. The atmosphere is fraught with tension, filled with the howls of the mutations and the uncertainty of survival. When they manage to climb on top of the cornucopia to escape the mutts, they find themselves face to face with Cato, the last remaining career tribute. After a lengthy battle, they throw Cato to the mutations, but not before he suffers, making his death a prolonged one. With Cato's demise, they presume the games to be over, but a sudden rule change revokes the provision, allowing 2 victors from the same district. They're left with an impossible decision. One must kill the other to end the games. However, Katniss comes up with a defiant plan. She suggests they both eat poisonous berries known as nightlock, planning a dual suicide that would leave the games without a victor for the first time. The tension is palpable as they both lift the berries to their mouths. Just before they can swallow, the announcers frantically declare them the winners. Their rebellious act has forced the hand of the capital, making both of them victors but also marking them as symbols of resistance. Upon their return to the capital, Katniss and Peeta are celebrated but also scrutinized. President Snow personally threatens Katniss, making it clear that her actions in the arena have sparked talks of rebellion in the districts. They return to District 12 hailed as heroes, but are silently warned by the capital's officials. Their act of defiance has not gone unnoticed or forgiven. Both are painfully aware that their lives have been irrevocably changed, and a tense future awaits them outside the confines of the arena. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.